Welcome to Let's Talk. I'm here to give you some alternative facts, honey. Uber decided that they were going to provide transportation services at the airport after Donald Trump initiated his Muslim ban. They were met with backlash on Twitter. You can check out the handle, delete Uber. Seems like the move they made was counterproductive. So, what do you think about this Muslim ban that Trump has initiated? We're hearing stories, or I'm reading stories and following stories online that are talking about how students are being affected. And we all know that it takes a long time to get a visa, a green card. These are not things that just happen overnight. It's not like, going to get your driver's license, which is a drag in itself. So, what do you think about it? A lot of people are saying that Donald Trump has just shown us that he's going to use his bullying tactics to try to, handle the White House, which is very irresponsible. They're coming out and saying, hey, look, he didn't even consult with anyone. He didn't consult with, any congressmen or whatever the particular staff is that he was supposed to communicate with. I call this the ultimate fail as the president of the United States. I do view this as a bullying tactic. I view it as more of a dictatorship than anything else. And I just think, people keep saying, give the guy a shot, give the guy a chance. You don't give people chances and a shot when they are making executive decisions. It kind of reminds me of what Hillary said when she made the statement, hey, look, this guy's not qualified. This kind of just proves this guy's not qualified. You can't, if you think you're going to strong arm the world, you are in for a very rude awakening, because there is no strong arming the world. We all have to work together. Every country needs an ally or allies. So I just think this was it was so pathetic, so unconstitutional like. They've even spoke out and said, hey, look, one of the top things about policy and procedure is that you cannot intentionally or maliciously basically discriminate against any other race or faith or what have you. And clearly Donald Trump has overstepped his boundaries with this. I only have one thing to say, honey. Live, pull out your mustaches, because an opportunity just presented itself. So, capitalize off of this moment, because it's mistakes like these. It's the willingness to participate in nonsense that does not represent the American brand, that quite literally could transform your financial status. So I think it's sad, though. With all that being said, I think it's sad. Next we have Steve Isreal. Steve Isreal is a congressman, and he has a video. It's kind of circulating on Facebook. I want us to pay attention to it, because in this video he says, hey, look, if you want to reach your congressperson, this is the step that you need to take. You need to show up at events. You need to ask those tough questions. You need to pose those questions to your congressperson and say, hey, look, why did you vote on this? Why did you agree with this? You need to confront them, Basically, I'm not saying go in there confronting them, you're mad. What I'm saying is you need to take steps to have your voice heard. He's saying that writing a letter, sending an email, all of that is okay, but is not as effective. I'm going to have to step in and agree with that. Now, me, myself, I wrote letters, especially during the Ferguson, when Mike Brown was shot. I called the governor's office. I left messages. The thing about it is you do that, but you really never hear back from anyone, or they'll send you a message or leave you a message and say, hey, look, we know your concerns, and whatever the case may be. And then you can see some of the things that they're doing to help with situations like police brutality and that. But I just thought this is good information, because you really think a lot of times, and he was saying how they tabulate it. It goes on record that you call, it goes on record that you send a letter or whatever. But he was saying more to be more effective, this is the step you need to take. And I think this is the step that we need to take. A lot of people want to, go for the president. The president, yes, you can go after the president, try to get some things done, but your local government, your congressperson, your senator, your chief of police, your governor, all of those people, your school board, those are people that we need to confront. We need to know what's going on in politics. Right now, I'm trying to learn how to create an effective, not an effective petition, but a petition to present to government to get some new laws mandated. I think we all need to learn more about this governmental system that we all have to live under the umbrella of, so that we can create the kinds of changes within our neighborhood, the things that are important to us, so that we can solidify our race as a people, and so we can be more constructive. So, Steve Israel, thanks for sharing that information with us. I was a little surprised. It kind of seemed so general that they would, do it that way, but it makes total sense. It makes total sense. So, hey, we're going to go with what you said. Next, we have Carol Bryant, who she came out and she goes, "Hey, I lied. And I'm the person who caused Emmet Till's death." Well, let me just say this. We really didn't need you to do that, because you didn't repent. You didn't say, I'm sorry. You didn't say it grieves me. I don't know. I just don't think anyone else would have anything to say to me after my son has been murdered in cold blood. And when I look at Tamir Rice, when I look at Mike Brown, when I look at Philandro Castile, when I look at Sandra Bland, when I look at Eric Garner, when I look at all of these murders by white people or whoever commits the crime against black people, when I look at that, I'm just saying it makes me feel some type of way. It's like some things you can do, I think, are unforgivable. And I don't think people understand that. I mean, I'm not Jesus, And if I forgive, I guess you would be doing it just to kind of relieve your mind and your heart. It's not, hey, I forgive you for murdering my son. I don't know. I don't know what that forgiveness looks like. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know how to speak on that. So I'll leave that there. But what I am saying is this woman has came out years later. She old as dirt. I think she still needs to go to jail, because you're admitting that you perjured the court. That's perjury, to go into court and tell a lie. I still think she needs to go to jail. And I know that will have a very positive and impactful effect. I think she still needs to go to jail. I think anyone who was living that helped her to construct this lie needs to go to prison. What I don't want to see happen is for some old white lady to get rich off the death of a child by selling books. So let's be clear on that. I don't want her to be successful off the sale of books where she is confessing that she told a lie that we already knew that. Who didn't know that? And to take it a step further, why was it ever okay to kill a child or any person, but especially a child, because he whistled at a white woman? Are you serious? Whistle? A whistle? People, America killed Emmett Till because America made it a law that blacks could not interact with white people. This young man was 14 years old. And for us to be accepting of this is just crazy. And I'm going to throw this in there too. Learn how to separate some things. Not everything is, you know what, I'm just going to pray for her. You know what, I don't know. Sometimes I think we are just too forgiving.